that's all behind me. Grown too strong, I don't go down easy. Living for Christ, the best I can. I'm a Jesus girl. All the way. Can you change my heart? Ooh, fall forward, up and over. If I go, it's only higher. No matter where I stand up, it's always on the Lord's side. 'Cause I've been reading. Jesus girl. Jesus girl.
What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, so y'all know it is time for the Wednesday's Word for Women, the REmiX show. I sure hope that your day is flipping along fantabulously, that your week, matter of fact, is rocking this entire planet. But if not, what do? We course correct, because we understand the real deal is we don't have to allow anybody, no one, not our people, him, them, it, to kill our vibe or steal our joy on no day of the week. Our attitudes, reactions, and responses is all on us. We get to control that. Can't control much in this world, but what we can do is control ourselves. And so since that is true, we ain't out here tripping with folks. We ain't out here free falling into foolishness. What we are doing is being and showing up as the best version of ourselves, doing the best we can, whatever that is, and we keep it pushing. So, anywho, y'all, I want to talk about something very dear and near to my heart, and I actually do know this. I'm not trying to say I know everything, but I do know that most, if not all of us, are dealing with this with someone in our lives. I want to talk a little bit about you wanting someone to be something that you know they can do better. You know they have better in it. You know the potential is there. You know they're a good guy. They're a cool chick, but it's just like they out here just wilding. Like your child, you know you raised them right. You know even in the bumps and the ups and the downs, you know you instilled in them the right way to be, the right way to think. So why they out here acting like they ain't got no home training? You know that you have invested all that you can into this relationship, into this friendship. You have given all you can and then some, and yet it still seems that he or she or it is coming up short. What do you do when the people you love the most, what you want the most for someone, they don't want for themselves? They just don't seem to get it. I got a little encouragement for us today. I'm sure you can grab a visual of that person. And I just want to tell you, first off, let's release some shackles of sadness. Let's free ourselves from worrying. I don't know if you can see, I have a busted blood vessel in my eye, and I get those when I get very, very angry. I always tell people, your girl got an anger problem. I get angry like it's a problem, and compound that with stress, and so it's always this and I just feel the pressure building, and so I know I have overstepped. I know I'm going into this area that I need to grab myself out of, even though I love this person so very much. I know that I'm doing too much, and so what I just want to do for us today is to relieve some of that pressure, to ease some of those heart cries that maybe don't nobody even know you crying, them tears, them silent tears, and the worry you have for the people in your life that you want the best for. And I just want to tell you, first of all, you cannot dictate someone's process. You can't dictate someone's process. You can't rob them of having to process through their lives to get them to where they need to be. I know We want so much, especially as parents and as people who have been there, done that. You just want folks to, you don't have to go through this heartbreak. You don't have to make that decision and go through all that mess. But boo-boo, you cannot rob someone of their process, because the process is what makes them. Just like whatever you had to go through to get to where you are today, you cannot stop that. You cannot rob someone else, no matter how much you love them, of that same process. If you try, you will short circuit them. You will be like the birds when they're born. You know, if you touch a bird, that mother will never ever deal with them again, and they will not go through the proper process of being raised, and so they lay there and they die. It's because you have entered into a process that's not yours to get into. The butterfly is the same way. If you try to break that butterfly out of that cocoon, that butterfly is going to die, because part of its strengthening and getting its ring strong enough to hold its body weight is the weight, the friction, the process that it has to have to break out of the cocoon that is in. And so that is what we are doing with our loved ones when we are trying to short circuit their process to get them to be the people that they are supposed to be. You know, it's like you just want so much for people. You know, you just like, I can't wait for them to see themselves as God sees them and as I sees them. Like, I see a king, I see a queen, I see a smart person, I see an interpreter, and I can't even call the word right now. A boss. How about that? I see greatness. I see the smarts. Entrepreneur is the word. I see the greatness within them, and they can't see it for themselves. It seems like they keep making the same stupid mistakes, going the wrong way. No matter how much I'm sitting here telling you, fool, you're going the wrong way. They just keep going. Listen, relieve yourself of that pressure. Mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, friend, guy friend, girlfriend, lover, wifey, husband, partner, whatever it is, relieve yourself of the responsibility of trying to make someone be who you know that they can be. That is not your responsibility. Even as parents, your responsibility is to raise, is to nurture, is to grow, is to grow them up in their talents, their natural talents. It's to care for them. It's to be there for them as they process from infants onto getting grown and getting out the house. But it's their responsibility to then take hold of what you taught. It's their responsibility, though, to process through. We keep trying to interrupt. Now, I'm not saying that you don't raise. I'm not saying that you don't do your part. But what we're doing is we're trying to do their parts for them, or we're trying to make them not have to do that. And I'm telling you, baby, some of that mess is what matures them. They have to process through what they have to process through, even though you know that they can do better and be better. You just can't dictate. You can't tell God who and how they're supposed to be. Like, you don't get that. You're not that powerful. Like, you are not God. You cannot dictate to him what that they're supposed to be. Now, you can come alongside him. You can listen to them. You can give them the best of you. You can teach them right from wrong, the basics. But you can't dictate to God who they are supposed to be. And when we intervene, and y'all, we are just free falling into foolishness. We're going to be the ones in pain. we're going to be the one to bear the burdens of their failures. We're going to be the one. That is when we're going to be at fault. Versus, I know it sounds cliche, giving them to God. Some stuff you got to give them over to the process. If you don't, you'll be sitting here like me with busted blood vessels and stuff in your eyes. You're with just headaches and stuff. Y'all, we are not God. And no matter how much we love people, y'all, how much we want to be there for them, we cannot be God in their life. Sometimes our helping is harming them. You gotta know the difference. You just got to know the difference. We don't know what God will use to get them to who they need to be. Let me tell you about God. If you ever read the Bible, he used an ass, a donkey, to fulfill his purpose. So you think that he can't use a drug addiction? You can't think that he can't use a prison stint? You can't think that he can use being ratchet and raggedy and no good and just full of drama, full of mess? You think that he can't use that and turn it into a good to make them into the people that they're supposed to be? Just like you had to go through what you had to go through, boo-boo, I promise you everybody else's do too. And even though it doesn't look like, I hear you saying, well, I didn't have to do all that, or I just followed the rules. Well, not everybody will get it that way. And everybody will not process the same way. I sit here and I take comfort in the fact that I believe just like I got it eventually, they will too. Your people will too. But they'll never get it if you keep intervening, if you keep messing with their process that they have to do. Some people call it hitting rock bottom. That's actually true. They have to come to the end of themselves, by themselves, to then do the work that only they can do. If you keep intervening, you are short-circuiting their process, and they will never get there, and you will spend the rest of your life messing in the same old toxic behavior pattern, relationship, or whatever it is, going around that same mountain over and over again, versus taking the stance, as painful, as hard as it is going to be, and allowing them to make the mistakes. They got to make their own mistakes. Now, you be there. You walk with them in their pain and their mess, but you cannot short circuit it. There is a difference. I can't take your process away, but I can get down in your process with you. I can be a non-judgmental, safe place for you as you process. I can be the one to see clear into this thing when you reach out to me, for me to be that to you. But I can't force that on you. I got to let you come to that conclusion to yourself. If folks ain't asking you questions, boo-boo, it's because they don't want to know the answer. And so what you just keep doing is frustrating yourself, hitting your head over and over again, wondering why they're not listening. Well, they don't want to listen. Free yourself. Let people process, and you pray and stay. And just know that just as you came through, they will too. And that goes for everybody in your life. Everybody. Be blessed, y'all. It's now time for Ask Pastor Payne. Remember, you can DM me. You can send me a text message. You can email me. You can call me. However mode it is that we communicate, and I will answer your question, or if not, I will do a hot topic of the week just to see. I actually love doing that, to see what people think, and to throw a topic out there so that you can know what you think, because honestly, some of us, you don't know what you think until you're presented something, and you have to see, how do you feel about that? How do you view it? And so that's why I do that. I think it's important, and I think it's a fun way just to keep up with current events, because we are not lone men on the islands. We do need to be culturally aware of what's going on around us, even even on those hot topics. Don't burn yourself out with news and all that all the time, but we do have to be people of knowledge, knowing what's going on. How you gonna be knowledgeable if you don't know what's going on? And so I pray that you are up on current events, that which pertains to you and your life and your community. So be blessed, guys. I will see you guys next week. Love you. Your biggest fan out here praying for you as always. Bye-bye. All right, to mask or not to mask. Okay, so my reason for throwing this out is not to say, whether you believe in the vaccine or you don't. I believe that's a personal choice regardless of what anyone is saying. I also believe that you to mask or not to mask, I believe, with me just going according to the CDC, that's how I rock. That this is not about any of that. And but here's the thing. Okay, so they have, we're going back to school. The kids are going back to school. To have the school kids masked or not. My question is, if the CDC leaves it up to the community, which it basically has, it strongly encourages it. It has not mandated. If it's not a mandate, I believe if it's a mandate, then we're supposed to, just follow the CDC rules. That's just it. But if it is like it is now, it is strongly encouraged. Then how do you respectfully, go along with that, because it is actually causing some beef. I was at a meeting, and it was a round table meeting, and a woman came up. She sat down. I had my mask on when going, because I just want to be ready. Like, if the place wants a mask, I'm gonna wear a mask. If they don't, I'm fine. It's cool. But so this particular place did not say that we had to wear masks, but I had mine on. The woman I came that walked in with me, she had hers on, and then another woman came up to our table, and she asked, she was like, are you guys comfortable with me, being without a mask? And I thought that was so dope. Now, the woman that was with me, I really didn't care, but the woman that was with me, she was like, well, yes, I do. I think you should wear the mask. And so the woman goes and gets a mask, but there was this friction, because she was like, well, I'm just putting this on for you. Now, I started out good, all, kumbayas, but then it got a little tense, because then the other woman was like, well, you ain't doing it for me, you doing it for you, because, and all the dangers and why we wear masks and all that. My point, and what I'm throwing out, not my point, what I'm throwing out is, do you think it is enough to, if it is not mandated, to be like, hey, to ask the people that you are engaging with, would you be comfortable, more comfortable with me wearing a mask? I just thought that was so dope. I never thought to ask. I just, if they tell me I have to wear a mask, I just put it on. But I just thought that is so dope, and how we can just really, care for one another in such a way to engage one another. Just be like, yo, you more comfortable with me with a mask or not? I always believe, even if you don't think you need a mask, I think that what a great way to show that you do care about your community, and you do care about people. Like, I'm giving you the option. If it matters to you, I don't care, but if it matters to you, then I'm going to oblige you and wear the mask. I just think, what a way to build relation, what a way to diffuse tension, from either side, to mask or not, to have a common ground. I think that is a best practice of common ground. We can find common ground on this hot topic, and it's just so, people are so strong on either side, to mask or to not. But the common ground is, hey, would you feel more comfortable if I wore this mask? And if so, throw on the mask. I just thought that was so dope. And so I just wanted to throw, that out there to you guys. And what does the delegation, what do y'all think about this mask? Should the kids be, wearing the mask? And if it is an option, are you going to enforce that your child or yourself wear a mask anyway if it continues to be this option to strongly encourage? Anyway, that's it for this week. Be blessed. I hope you guys have a fantabulous rest of the week.
Jesus, God.